see me today. Oh, I'm just having to move Rosie out of my spot while we give everyone a chance to join us. So that's the weird noise that you can probably hear in the background as me moving chairs. Rosie has stolen my spot. So how are we all today? I hope we're doing really well. I am keeping my fingers crossed for some good streaming activity. So I'm just going to check to see if we are all live and well. Give me a shout out if you're with us today and that you can see everything okay, and yeah, just to make sure that we've not got the same freezing issues that we had the other day. We had some terrible freezing issues, so I had to disconnect my usual stream and go with just a Facebook, but we look like we're okay. So I guess what I'll turn my phone off because it's a little bit noisy. I guess what I've tried today is bonjour to Titi and hello Jane, how are you? I guess what I'm trying today is not having the two cameras streaming. So normally you would be able to see my face, and I have I've got rid of the extra camera just to try and help with possibly. Jane says, oh, she just bought the spoon set with today's discount. Excellent. So yes, so we've Jane has made a very good point there. We'll give people a chance to join, but I will explain what's going on. It looks like we're live on YouTube as well, so that's awesome news. Just giving that a double check. Oh, and I can hear myself too, so that means that's working. Brilliant. Okay, so I am going to keep this up and running just so that I can check that everything seems to be working in real life. But yes, so on to today's project then, now we're up and running. I am going to be using, I think, either the Let's Spoon set or the We Go Together. I haven't really decided, so I've got them both out. But as Jane said, we do have a bit of a sale on today, or a discount available for subscribers. So this is an exclusive discount for subscribers only. So if you're not already a subscriber to our newsletter, I would suggest you get yourself signed up, because there's 50% off selected products today that is only for subscribers. So if you sign up now, you won't get the email automatically, but what I'll do is straight after the live, I will make sure that, and at regular points throughout the day, I will make sure that message goes to all new subscribers as well, so that you can take advantage of that subscriber only discount. So we are hoping that we're going to be able to do more of these, and I definitely intend to do more of these. These special offers and promotions that are just for our, I guess, our truly loyal customers. If you subscribe to our newsletter, you're showing me that you're interested, I suppose, in what we're doing here at Time for Tea, and that you want to keep up to date on all of the news. And because of that, I want to give you a little bit of a thank you and a little bit of extra, a bonus, I guess, for being that committed to Time for Tea and supporting us so much. So head over to the website. You will get a pop-up when you're on there that will ask you if you want to subscribe to our newsletter, and get your details in there, and then you will be fully up to date with all of the new offers, discounts, new release news. I don't send a lot of newsletters. Don't think I will be bombarding you, but it's just with interesting news that you might want to know, special things that are coming up that we want to keep you aware of, and obviously some special offers that are just for you. So, hello Julie, glad you can join us. So what I've decided to do is to pick out a couple of products from that sale, or that subscriber discount. We're calling it Treat Yourself Tuesday, so these are probably something that we're going to be doing every Tuesday, as much as we can. Different offers, different promotions, different things that you can take advantage of. Maybe some freebies along the way, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's well worth signing up to. And I thought I would use some of the products that are in today's Treat Yourself Tuesday. So, and Treat Yourself Tuesday is a really apt name. Hi Claire, because I get to treat myself on a Tuesday and have a little play as part of this live. So yeah, so which one shall we use? We've got the cute little avocados, which I am quite partial to. But I also was quite keen to use the little cutie pie. You're a real cutie pie, because I thought that one was quite sweet as well. So what should we go for? Oh, I do love the little toast and jam. They're so cute. So yeah, I don't know. I might go for, because I don't think I've used the cutie pie one, and I think he would be really quite cute. So yeah, I think I might go with the cutie pie. Do a couple of cutie pies, and do the sentiment "You're a real cutie pie" is perfect as well. I also had a thought of maybe doing a sentiment of "Mum," which is also in the sale. So "Mum, you're a real cutie pie." I do want to use this geometric snowflakes. And also the simple stripes stencil, which I think would be quite cool to do a bit of ink blending with. And I've got a little bit of a thought that I could use that for, to do a little bit of almost a rainbow effect. So I think I might do that bit first, because then I will know what the rest of my colour scheme is going to look like. So let's try with that. So this is an example, I suppose, of where I don't always start in the same place when I'm designing something, because I don't always know quite where, I don't know why I've stuck that. Why is that stuck to there? That's a bit weird, isn't it? I must have stuck it there for a reason. Oh, you know why I've stuck it there? It won't affect anything. I just don't want it to stick to my project. I do have a bit of an adhesive sand eraser, which will help me get this off, actually. Because when I take pictures sometimes for for social media and so on, they can curl up a little bit and you can't see them very well, so I think I probably stuck it to the background to take a picture. And then yeah, it's still got the adhesive on there. Right, so I'm going to be making an A6 size card today. It is likely because I'm going to use this cover plate, and this cover plate is an A6 size. So so I know I'm not going to be any bigger than that, so I'm going to use that as my base for this, and I'm actually going to be using it pretty much this way. So let's get a little bit of tape on here. You should see all of the little scraps of tape I've got at the side of me here. Well, you probably shouldn't. There's a lot of them. Because I've been making samples for the new release, so that's very exciting. Right, colours. What colours shall we use? Let's have a look. I do like a bit of warm lipstick, although I do like the solid taffy. So if I'm going to go pink and red, Festive Berries is a nice red. I do like the peach flamingo though, that would be quite cool. Let's have a little bit of let's have a bit of squeezed lemonade, bit of carved pumpkin. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use all of these colours, and I don't know if I want to go rainbow or, yeah, I think I do want to go rainbow, you know. So we've got a bit of green, and I'm just going along, so I've pretty much got, I guess, my inks in front of me in a kind of almost a rainbow order. Some of them are not fully rainbow, but I do like a fairly bold rainbow, but I don't know whether to go for, maybe rather than blue, go for a salvaged patina or a peacock feathers. I might do the peacock feathers. I do quite like a bit of peacock feathers. And then for the purple shade, I do like a bit of wilted violet. So how many have I got here? Let's have a look. I guess, is it going that way, more that way? So I'm lining up all of my my colours in a bit of a rainbow order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. So we can go back around, I guess, can't we? So part of the sale as well, this time around, the discount, sorry, the Treat Yourself Tuesday discount is what I should be calling it, is that we do have our single brushes on offer. So they are part of the Treat Yourself Tuesday. And that's awesome that we've got that offer. So do take advantage of that, because we don't often discount our brushes for obvious reasons. We don't really need to. So I'm going to use now. It would be also good to use your stackable brushes for this, because obviously we're working in a smaller space. But I want to obviously use these brushes because they're part of the Treat Yourself Tuesday. So I am going to use them, but you're going to have to be a bit careful, because you could lift your stencil a little bit in certain places, because it is a little bit delicate, the stencil. So I'm just going to hold it down, and I'm just going into the centre of my stripes here with my brush, and I'm just pushing that colour through, and I'm actually going to use a bit of an up and down motion. Now where I've gone over the other side, like I say, you know, your stackable brushes would be great for this, because you probably wouldn't get as much of that overlap, but because the colours are complementary to each other, because we're going in rainbow order, I can just go back over this and blend those out, and it won't look odd. You know, it's not going to be, we're not going to be mixing colours that don't go together. So so that's great. So that's my pinks. Let me pop these back in their little houses and in their little caddies. So I need my orange now. So I'm so glad I've got my little caddies here that I can just spin these around. Ashley says, oh, what news have I missed, ladies? A Tuesday sale. Yes. So Ashley, are you a subscriber to our newsletter? If you are a subscriber to our newsletter, we are doing something called Treat Yourself Tuesdays. So it's exclusive offers and deals, discounts, promotions, just for our subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber as yet, that's okay. Get yourself signed up, get to the website, sign yourself up, and what we will do is I will send out the email again a bit later on this afternoon, just for everyone that may have not signed up, and you can get 50% off selected items, and all of the items that I'm using in today's demo are part of that that Treat Yourself Tuesday offer. So really excited to be sharing that with you guys, And like I say, I want to do more of these types of offers, because I really do appreciate your guys' support, and it's nice to be able to give something back for people who are regular customers, I guess, and regular supporters. You know, that's the kind of thing that we want to be able to do. Give you the scoop first and give you the deals first. I think that's really, really good thing to be able to do. So yes, if you go to the website, you will be able to you'll be able to see all of the offers that we've got available. So blue, where's my blue? In fact, I need my teal here. Where's my little teal brush? There she is. So our single brushes, like I mentioned, are also part of the sale. So please do get involved in that special subscriber only discount. And then, like I say, we don't often reduce our brushes, so it's a nice thing to be able to do every now and again. So let me just pop that back in there, and then where's my purple? There's my purple. I should put some of these back, otherwise I just, you know, this is the purpose of the caddy. Get everything put away nice and neatly. Checked it out and owned them all already. Well, this is the issue that you have, I'm afraid, isn't it, Julie? So Ashley says she's not yet, but she's going to go and do it. Excellent. So I shall make sure that I get this sent back out to you so that you can get hold of that discount. So yes, unfortunately, Julie, you are you know, you are our hugest supporter in many ways, because you have a huge collection already, don't you? Bless you. So so yes, so maybe it's depending on what, I mean, I know have you got everything yet? I don't know. Maybe there will be something that comes up that you haven't already got eventually. So, but it won't, you know, it will be, we'll do different things, different promotions. It could be on certain products. It could be a site-wide offer, just depending on, you know, what we decide to come up with at that time. You know, like I say, I want to keep it interesting, keep it fresh, all of those things. So now we've got our initial stripes. Let's reveal what that looks like. Oh, I love that. That's really cool. Now, I did have a thought to reposition my stencil along the coloured lines and then do more colours in the middle. But I do quite like the white stripe there. I think that's come out really, really pretty. And my idea was to not use the full panel necessarily, although it does look very, very cool, but was to maybe cut this down into a strip and use it as a little bit of a border for our little cutie pies to sit on. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and then I can use the rest of it as well for other cards. We could probably do a little bit of a 2-fer or 3-fer even, depending on how much we cut this down. So let me do a little bit of a clean up and a tidy up here. And I do love this stencil because you can do so many different effects just with the simple stripes. So you could obviously turn this around this way and make yourself a bit of a gingham pattern, which would be really cool. You could do it on a slant. You could, you know, there's so many different things that you could do with that make it really cool. And I know that in, you know, one of the things that I used to love to do with this was to make kind of that gingham look in blue and use that as a background for sky, because I think that that works really, really well. So let me get my little chamois here, my filthy chamois, and give this a clean. So what's everybody up to then today on this Tuesday? It's not particularly bright here in Sheffield. But it's also not the gloomiest it's ever been. So yeah, it's a pretty average kind of a day. What's everybody else up to then? If you're watching me, are you watching while you craft, or are you just sneaking a peek while you're at work? Because I know that's what some people do, don't they? Have a little sneaky peek. Right. I think next I'm also going to cut this out because I know I definitely want to use this. So this might wake you up, Rosie. Be prepared. Keep my little rainbow piece. So let me get my I've got a nice piece of cardstock here that's the right size. Let's have a look. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. What's this? Oh yes, that's a nice size piece of cardstock. I'll use that one. So it's a nice bright white colour. It's super smooth, but it's not our super smooth, so I wouldn't use this for doing any other techniques really. I might use it for a bit of ink blending, but I wouldn't use it for my alcohol markers because it's not the right quality for me for that. So, but it's perfect for this because it is a lovely white. Lovely white. I think it's pink frog, I want to say. Oh, I've not plugged my machine in. What a sausage. Right, okay, let's get this plugged in. Bear with me, folks. Just got to do a little bit of plugging in of the machinery. I unplugged this earlier this week because Ant's been on nights this week, and well, he's on nights every week, but his night shift this week was a particularly bad one. They'd had quite a big fire at a recycling unit in Doncaster, and it had required, sorry for the noise there, it had required 10 pumps to go to this, so that's 10 fire engines were required, and they were up all night with it, which is obviously, you know, it can happen a fair bit, but they're not always required all night. You know, they might get relieved or whatever. There we go. Oh, sorry about that. Hope you can still hear me. So yeah, so he was trying to catch up on some sleep before his next night shift, and I was trying to be extra quiet because I've got a lot of die cutting to do for the new release, and I'm back, and obviously the Gemini can be a bit noisy, can't it? So I actually took it downstairs so that I could die cut and not wake him up. But I'm not sure I succeeded because it still seemed to echo around the empty house or the quiet house. So Julie says it's lovely and sunny here, but not particularly warm. Yes, I think we've been finding that as well, Julie. That while it is quite sunny, the temperature's still very cold. I can't wait for it to get lovely and warm. need the warmth to, you know, when you can go for a little stroll. There we go. I just ran that through twice just to be sure. And then I've just got to scrape off some of these bits off my plates. Yeah, so you can go for, it's be lovely if we can have the kind of weather where you can go for a little walk in just a t-shirt, you know, and just feel some sunshine on your skin would be lovely, wouldn't it? Sorry, Rosie, can I just move you there a little bit? Oh, look at you, aren't you cute? So, let's have a look at this then. So all my little bits are gonna either fall out or we're gonna have to poke them out to make this pretty background. Again, I do love a little background like this, a little cover plate. Makes such a pretty decoration without a whole heap of effort, which if you're making a fairly quick card, that can be really, really useful. So let's poke all these bits out. Did try a little bit of straightening out my die cutting machine. You know, the plates on my die cutting machine. I did try straightening that out, but it's worked a little bit. But I really think I need to put it in the dishwasher. I think that works better, doesn't it? So this is a nice thick weight of cardstock actually as well. I think this, I would say that this is at least 250, maybe a bit more. So that can sometimes need popping through a couple of times, but it's cut really, really well, and is also fairly sturdy. So look at all those lovely little bits. Some little shaker diamonds there if you wanted them. Let's try and gather them all up without them going all over my floor. Oh, I did manage to lose some. Oops. Jane says, oops, all my comments were coming up as replies to Ashley. Sorry, Ashley. Oh, bless you. Julie says, I had a spring booster Sunday, 4th COVID jab, and have been having chills and sweats. So just wearing leggings and a vest today, which probably should have worn cardi when you did the school run this morning. Bless you. So I'd heard that, you know, some people were getting their 4th jab. I hadn't realised that there was a 4th jab coming. I know my uncle has had his. I guess they're doing the vulnerable people first and the older age group. So I imagine, you know, we'll gradually get our invites, won't we, as they work through the most needy folk first. But sorry that it's making you feel so poorly. That's rubbish, isn't it? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to do this on a white background because I do love the effect of this just on white. And then, like I say, I think I'm going to use this as a little bit of a strip across the middle there, which I think is going to look really, really cool. And then have our little character, our little cutie pie on here. Because I think he's a real cutie pie. Although I am tempted to still use the avocados. No. Oh, you see, any of these would work with this design. Any of them would work because it's such a fun set, a fun design. You could use any of these, really. So yeah. So I think, you know, you could just really play with that. But I'm going to stick with my cutie pie idea. I was very tempted to move to the donut. I don't know whether to do both, donut and a cutie pie. Right, so many choices. I'm just terrible at making decisions. That's my trouble. So I've got some of my super smooth cardstock here. I have put in a bit of an order for some more of this because it is my go-to for everything. So I'm just going to use this piece and cut it down, I think, rather than using a scrappy piece. So let's just chop that down a little bit because I don't need it all. And then, oh, got my magnets stuck together a bit. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do 2 of my cutie pies, and I think I am going to do a donut. I don't know why, I just feel like I need to do a donut, and I'm going to give him a little face as well, but we'll do that once he's been stamped. Where's my so I've got my Memento Tuxedo Black here. 4th jab is only for older people and those with weakened immune systems. So not everybody's going to get one then, Julie, is that right? Is it just going to be, like you say, for the older gen and for the vulnerable? That's fair enough, Ski, isn't it? I think so. We've got that, and then I'm going to do another little cutie pie here. And which face shall I use? Shall I use the smiley face with the eyes open? But so he's got his eyes open, so I could go with the smiley face, or I could do the little mustachioed. Should we do the mustachioed? I'm going to use the little mustachioed guy because he's cute. Okay, so I'm going to do him first. Where shall I do his face? Top or bottom? I think bottom. Excuse my head. Yeah, that's cute. Could have done with him doing him a little bit lower down, but that's fine. Okay. Let's get that in there. And then we're going to do our second little pie. So I might not use all of these images, but I just want to stamp them out just in case. Just in case we do, because it makes sense to do it now, doesn't it? Also, kids aged 5 to 11 are now being offered a vaccine. Oh, wow. I'm not up to date on my vaccine news, clearly, am I? I need to update myself. Okay, I don't know how I've got splashed water on there, but we should be able to colour over that. I think my stamp sham is a little bit too wet. It's just, yeah. Somehow managed to splash water on here. Just try and dampen that off a little bit, because that won't work, will it? Right, so I've got my background here and so on, so I can help use that as a little bit of a starting point. And I need my card blank as well. Just get that ready, and then let's have a little zoom in. So that's going to go on there, that's going to go there, and then I'll zoom in a little bit so that you can see me colouring. There we go. That's quite good, isn't it? So what colour shall we start with? Yeah, that's quite good. So if I'm having this going across this way rather than this way, obviously, the colours that I'm probably going to get in are these. Probably not going to get my pink unless I do it kind of this way, and then I don't get this reddy colour in. So I could utilise some of that onto my my card front, just so that it makes it a little bit more, you know, I don't know, just that it will still coordinate because we're still using the rainbow. But we're not duplicating too many of the same colours near each other. So I'm going to start with one red dish. I think that'll go really nicely. So R24, R27. Just go around the sides there. Oh, the red shades can be very juicy. So just be a little bit more careful, because they can bleed, you know, out of the lines a little bit if you're not a bit careful. So one of the tips that you could do is not go right to the edge straight away if you're a little bit worried about that. I've gone over a little bit just here, just around the scallops, but I know I'm going to be covering that up with some brown, so I'm not too worried. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Just blend that down a little bit, and then blend over the whole thing with that lighter shade. So sometimes if you are a bit worried about things being a little bit too on the juicy side, it's a good idea to leave a little bit of time in between your layers and let them dry back a little bit so that you're not flooding that space too much. So this is E33, and I am going to use this for both the pie and both of my pies, in fact, so I might as well do them all at once. And I'm also going to use this for the donut, but I think I'm going to use a lighter shade as the base for my donut. So they're kind of the same colour combinations that I'm going to be using. Where's that gone? Yeah, E30. No, I'm going to use E30 for the kind of the lighter shade, and then the E33 will be my darker shade. So depending on where you start your kind of your base colour in a combination of shades in your markers will determine the finished look that you get. So, and again, I've gone a little bit over the line there because I'm doing this quite quickly, but that's going to be okay. And the reason that I'm doing this with the lightest shade is that I want to create a really nice highlight, because I feel that on donuts you get a nice glaze finish, don't you? You know, the highlights really show quite shiny and light because of the glaze. So so yeah, so that's kind of the look that I'm going for here. So I'm going to keep that quite light, but then for the pie, I want to give the illusion that my pie not only is 3D, so this is the E35, sorry, but is also being baked. So it's got a little bit of a darker tinge to it where it's being baked. So if you remember, we used the E33 first, and then I'm just going around some of these areas with the E35 just to create that like baked effect, and then I'll go back over it with the E33. Yes, Jane, is anybody crafting along? Are you at work, Jane? because I know sometimes you kind of catch it on your lunch break, don't you, which is cool. Is anybody else managing to get any crafty time today? So just smoothing that out, because we let those layers dry a little bit. You can see that there's not as much definition. So let's go in with a bit of E37 with this one here. This one's going to be, this is one that I've baked. It's got some little burnt edges. Because yeah, I'm not, to say that I used to bake a lot in the tea shop that we had, I wouldn't ever claim to be top baker. I wouldn't be star baker, let's put it that way, on Bake Off. I think I am one of those people that I did it as a job, but I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't a passion. Whereas now, what I'm doing for my job is definitely my passion. So yeah, I wasn't fond of baking or cooking, really. So I don't think it was something that I could have stuck to for any period of time, because I think something like that you do have to really enjoy working in a kitchen and producing food. And it's so, I mean, this is tough because it's your, it's very personal. So whenever I design something, design a collection, I get very, very worried about it, because it's very personal. I've spent hours doing it, and if people don't like it, it's so upsetting. But I do think that there is some real satisfaction in the fact that I can produce, you know, dies, designs, stamps, all of those things, and they will be around for forever, pretty much. You know, that I've created these designs, and they're in your craft rooms, and you can use them time and time again. When you make somebody some food, and you've spent hours making a beautiful cake or pastry or whatever it might be, it's gone in about 10 minutes when they've eaten it, and then that's it. You've got to do it all over again. So that was, you know, that was tough because it's, you know, it's only there for a minute. It's taking you hours. And obviously, if people don't enjoy it, oh my goodness, it's heartbreaking. It is actually heartbreaking. So I think colours that I want to pull out of here, I'm going to say I quite like this colour here as one to pull out for my other pie. So my other pie, let's have a look what colour is going to look good. I think that one works pretty much spot on. That was a good first stab at it, wasn't it? Ashley says that she's just having a bit of quiet time watching on the couch. The kids and hubby are all tucked up in bed at night. Oh, so this is, what kind of time are we on then, Ashley? Let us know what time in the evening it is for you. And Jane says she's making a card for a certain upcoming magazine article. Oh, very good, very good. And working from home but crafting during your lunch hour. That's a great thing to be able to do, isn't it, Jane? And Julie says she's just ink blending using mustard seed and sweet honeycomb stencil. I bet that looks so good. That is a great stencil as well. So, and a great choice of colour for it. Definitely, Julie. So, Ashley, I was just going to say, in terms of the discount for the subscribers, it is actually running longer than a day, technically speaking. I'm just going to get a paler, let's try this as the centre point. Oh, that's quite a bit too light. Let Let me try the BG11. That might be a little bit better. It's my lighter shade. So because I know that we do have people obviously all over the world that subscribe, I did want to make sure that people were getting an opportunity to have a full day shopping. So the sale did open at 12 AM UK, but won't close until 6 AM tomorrow. So that will give you that little bit more time to shop if you need it. So and you know, everybody can benefit from that, not just you guys that are overseas. But I do know that obviously that if I was to start something at 12 and finish it at 12, you guys have only been awake for half the day. So yeah, it's 10 o'clock for you guys, isn't it? You're not going to be shopping through the night tonight, I don't imagine. But that, I'm hoping that's going to give you a little bit more time. So if it's 6 o'clock in the morning here, what time will it be for you guys? It's, what time is it now? It's almost 1 o'clock, and it's, so you're about 9 hours ahead of us or behind us? 9 hours ahead, aren't you? So when it comes to it, it's 6 o'clock. Oh, I can't work it out, Ashley. You'll have to work it out. My brain doesn't work ahead. So you're 9 hours ahead. So so 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, it will be the afternoon for you guys, won't it? So yeah, that will help you, won't it? I think. Oh my goodness. Why is maths so hard? So now we've got our two little pies, which are super cute. I could either go for a pink donut frosting, which seems most usual, doesn't it? And I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I just need to decide which colour pink do I want to go for. Do I want to go for a really bright pink? So the RB13 is so lovely. I do think that that is a great colour pink. So I'm going to go with this really candied pink as the base. So this is the RB10. Just to, again, you know, the glaze on a donut is typically, you know, you're going to see lots of highlights. We might even go over it with some sprinkles, some stickles, to give the illusion of some shimmery sprinkles, or you could put your glossy accents over the top. That would also be very cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add darker colour around the middle and then around these edges, and then leave the centre bit a bit lighter because that's going to be my highlight. I'm just adding a smush around the outside there, and then with my darkest shade, this is my RB13. Quite a big smush because I want it to be a nice bright pink. And all the way around there. Yes. And then we'll blend that RB11. These aren't quite close enough together, so what I'm going to do, let's do a bit of tip to tip, shall we? So I'm going to take my lighter shade and I'm going to pick up some of this ink that's already kind of squished its way out of the nib. But also we can pop the darker nib onto the lighter one just to pick up some of that colour. And that'll just help us blend some of this out. And you'll be able to see when you do it. If you, I mean, it's going to be hard for you to see on screen, but I can see where it's picked up the colour before I use it, which is great. So, see, I've gone quiet while I'm concentrating. That's what happens when you're colouring in, isn't it? You do go quiet. So just blend those edges through. So it looks quite dark while it's still a bit wet. Oh, trying to put the wrong lid on the wrong pen. That's not going to work. But then it will dry back, which is what's great. Like I say, sometimes it looks worse before it looks better because you need it to dry back a little bit. There we go. Just a few extra little swirls there just to show off the shape a little bit. And then it should look nice and curved. The highlights are there, it will look nicely glazed. So I'm happy with that. That's all looking grand. So I put my pens away there. They were all in nice neat order, now they're not. And we can cut these out now with the coordinating dies. So coordinating dies are here, and I'll keep it close up while we do the coordinating dies. So we've got our little donut shape here, and I'll just add that in there. And then for the little pie, it even cuts out the little steam, which is really cute. So let's line this up. And I'm going to trim this down so that I can put it through my small machine, because there's no point using a big machine for these two little things. I'm going to have to put it through twice anyway, because obviously I've only got the one die for my pie. And then we can figure out where we want this to sit and what centimetre we're going to use. So that's one little pie. Oh, so cute. Love him. And then we've got, we made the pie, there he is. And we'll put this guy through. Make sure I'm lining him up just so. So the trick is to make sure that all of the black lines are in, you can see them the same amount of black line, if that makes sense, through your die cut, through your die, sorry. You need to have that same amount for it to be even. Pop this little guy through. There we go. So the centre of my donut doesn't cut out, but that's okay. I don't need it to. But if you wanted to, if you've got a small circle die, you could cut out the centre of that as well. I did have, let me have a look, see, what have I done with that? I think that might be too big. I have like a little half, I don't think I'll be able to get it all through there, no. Let me have a look, see if it will fit. Oh, it's just a little bit too, so I've got a little 1/2-inch punch, which would be potentially the right size, but my donut's a little bit too fat, so that would have worked, but doesn't. So you could always cut that out first, actually, before you stamp it. That would be a good idea. But yeah, you still probably wouldn't work, would it? It needs to be a little bit deeper for you to be able to do that, doesn't it? Never mind. I'm not bothered about that. So, right, next. Right, let's have a look at what is the plan. What's the plan? So I need to cut this down, don't I? So let me get my trimmer. And I decided I was going to have this end at the top, didn't I? So that's the bit that I need to cut down, and I just need to think about how deep do I actually want this. So I'm going to do it slightly deeper than I think. Well, I think this might actually be the right size. So now I've done it, but I've also obviously got the bottom piece if we need it. So the idea is that this is going to fit across here as a nice little border, and then we've got our two little pies. But I did think about having maybe the donut in the background, but it covers his face up, which is a bit of a shame. But I thought maybe like a little cluster of 3 would be quite cute. And now I don't know whether to do an extra pie after all of that. An extra pie in pink. What do we think? I think an extra pie in pink. I do like my donut, but he kind of, and I do need the 3, I think. I think the 3 is correct. I'm feeling the 3. But I think the pie, obviously, I can't see his little face, which I want to be able to see. And I think the pie works better. So, even though I said I didn't want to, I thought I was doing enough to not have to do any more stamping. We need to do more stamping, don't we? So, I am too much of a perfectionist to just leave things and just make do, I think, when it comes to my cards. And it's all part of the process, isn't it? Changing your mind and redoing things. Just what happens, but I'm liking how this is going so far. So, oh, I need to zoom back out, don't I? So I'm a bit too close. Let me zoom back out for you so you can see how that. Sorry if that made anybody feel a bit ill, going backwards and forwards like that. Stamp, and then you know how this is going to go with the colouring, because we've done this already, so I'll not zoom back in. I'll just colour this one up fairly quickly, but we know what we were going to do, don't we? So, and we can use the same colours that we used for the donut pretty much, so that's all fine. In there. So I'm going to do the base of my wrong side. my dish in the pink. So I'll just get a little bit of pink down. So what is everybody else up to at the moment? What's going on in life? Tell me your tales. Tell me what you've been up to. I love to get to know what you guys are all up to, because I'm here in my little crafty bubble, as Aunt calls it. And I'm just oblivious to what goes on. But I tell you what I am not oblivious to at the moment is the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. I have become a little bit of a bit obsessed with it, to be fair. I'm watching the live, the live trials, the live court recordings, whatever you want to call them, because I'm just finding it absolutely fascinating, I have to say, and just, yeah, it's quite unbelievable to me that how much detail they're going into, and how much private detail there is being discussed. It just seems so sad that that this is what they've been reduced to, really. And it's just, it doesn't feel like there's going to be any winners in this, no matter what happens. And it's really hard to know, I think, what's right and what's not. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the R14. That I was saying to Ant that really it's hard, because so much is just about what's presented to the jury, and there may well be things that are being omitted that would, or that can't be, that there isn't actual evidence of, that won't ever be submitted, that might be what, I don't know, will the truth ever really be revealed? I don't know. It's really tough. But like I say, absolutely fascinating to watch. Jane says, okay, I've been living under a rock. I need to get up to speed on this. Jane, you do. Please just go on YouTube. It is everywhere. And they are played. You can go back right to the beginning, which I picked it up by chance. Just clicked on, it'd come up as a suggestion to watch, and it was when one of their I think it was Amber Heard's personal assistant was giving evidence, and via video link, and like I say, it was just straight away, it was like, this is like watching somebody's real life, and it's so surreal. So then I started watching a few bits more as it came up, as YouTube very kindly suggests things for you to watch, doesn't it? And then it was when Johnny Depp was on the stand and was being asked questions about the case and his testimony. So I watched a few little bits, but then gradually got more and more drawn into it until I've then been watching it literally live 24/7. But I'd missed the first few days of it, so I'd missed Amber Heard's testimony. So I really want to be able to get a balanced view of what's going on. I feel it's necessary to watch what she's had to say for herself, because I've missed all of that. And I know there are lots of different reports about, how she's been caught in a lie, about covering up her makeup, covering up her injuries with makeup and stuff, and the makeup brand didn't exist at the time she said she did, that she used it. So, it's, again, will we ever really know the truth of the matter? I don't know. But Jane, you need to get on it. it's so interesting. And I know it's quite voyeuristic, but it's just, I think I can't get over how, like I say, it's to put themselves through this and have their personal lives exposed in this way. They're showing recordings that are embarrassing for them both, you know. Like I say, I don't think either one of them come off great. So yeah, do check that out and make up your own mind, because I think that's the other reason. The other thing about it is that there's a lot that's then put in the press, and they pick up little comments and little nuggets that are, you know, titillating and are a bit, you know, exciting, but you don't get to hear the full story, and you don't necessarily get to hear it in context. I know when I mentioned it to my dad, he said, "Oh yeah, apparently he drinks pints of wine." Well, you know, again, that was taken out of context. It was one comment about, you know, him exaggerating how much he'd drank on one occasion. But they reported it in the press that you know, that he's drinking, or the I guess the connotation is that he's regularly drinking pints of wine. So I felt like watching it and hearing it firsthand, you get to hear what's actually being said rather than what the press have decided you should hear, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough of that rant. Let's have a decide on a sentiment. But yeah, that's my current obsession. So we've got "You're a Real Cutie Pie," which is going to be a great little sentiment to have on here. And I don't know if we're going to need much more, so I think I'm going to just stack these little chaps up. I don't know why my little pies are chaps, but I've decided that they are. And then my little cutie pie, I'm going to stamp onto some black cardstock. Or actually, do you know what I am enjoying at the moment is like a charcoal grey for this kind of thing. So let me see if I can find my scraps of grey. I know I've got some scraps here somewhere. Here we go. So I've got two different shades of grey actually here. One which is this really dark grey, so it's almost black, or this paler grey. But I think this shade is the very one. Now, have I got a piece that is big enough? Is that one going to be big enough? Let's have a look. I think that one's going to be plenty big enough. Let's try that one. So I am going to use my stamping platform, even though it is only a small bit of text. I'm going to use this because I want to make sure not only that it's lined up correctly, but I also want to make sure that, because I might want to stamp it a couple of times. So I'm just going to pop that there, I think. Actually, no, I'm going to pop it this end because leave a bit of space at either side. Yes, I want to make sure that we've got a bit of anti-static on here as well. Oh, quite a lot. So we don't want any of that showing. I'm going to get some of my lovely white super fine, and I need a bit of scrap paper. Where's my scrap paper at? This is a good piece of scrap paper, so I'll just get my scrap paper at the ready, and then my embossing ink. Jane says, "I knew nothing about this. I bet it's like car crash. You don't want to see or hear it, but you can't look away." Yeah, it is very much so, to be honest. And yeah, it's just obviously the way that they're asking the questions, the way that the questions are being answered. I mean, you know, you're seeing bits of personality that you would never usually see. You know, this is them being vulnerable, and you know, it's a very sad situation that it's got to this point. Really do think it's you know, an example of where a relationship that just wasn't working and shouldn't have been you know, shouldn't have lasted probably as long as it did, now being judged by the rest of the world. And it's really hard, you know, not to make judgments about some of the behaviours and things, because it just makes you think. I believe, this is what's made me think about, is that if our entire lives, like our everyday lives, were being taped and recorded, and at some point would be played back to other people, how would we feel about that? Would we be you know, would we be proud of the things that we've said, particularly things that we might have said during an argument or a heated debate? Just catching up on some of the comments. Julie says, finished my colour assignment for college yesterday, so I'll hand that in tonight as I've college this evening. Looking forward to it after a 2-week break. Oh, fantastic. I know you're really super enjoying your course, aren't you? I do think it's a great thing to be doing. So I'm just heating up my my heat tool. Rosie hates this bit, don't you? Smoking her up. And let that set. Yes, that's woken her up. She's not happy. She's not happy about that. Are you kidding? So we did go to see my mum and dad this weekend, which was nice. So we've it's not very often that I get a little bit of a break, but I do feel like this weekend I managed to get a little bit of time off to do some, you know, I guess just do non-work related things. Most of the time it's very work related every day. But yeah, I went to visit my mum and dad, which was really cool. Got to do a bit of personal crafting as well, which was very cool. So yeah, it's been a nice weekend that we've had. Jane says, we definitely behave differently, Joe. It's the same with religion. People behave better if they believe there is someone watching and judging them. Hi, Lindsay. Lindsay says, hey, everyone, just got in from work, so thought I'd join you. Yeah, I think, you know, if you thought if someone was watching you, we'd definitely behave differently, wouldn't we? Now, I'm just checking here because the dies do come, the sentiments come with coordinating dies. But I don't know whether I want to do this more of a strip, you know, so maybe a fishtail banner. But I don't know if it's going to quite fit, so I might have to make my own. I do have a little bit of a fatter die. That's quite a nice size, actually. You know, so that it kind of slots across there. So I think that's what I might do. What do we think? So say our little guy, I'm going to do them a little bit like so. And then this would pop behind here with a little bit of a fishtail situation, potentially. So I think about there. And I'd rather use my die because I'm rubbish at trimming things down in a straight line. So I don't trust myself, so let's do it this way. But like I say, you could use the coordinating die, which is a really cool feature with our sentiments. So let's put that on there. So you've just got in from work, Lindsay. I am hoping that after this I might be able to get myself a little bit of lunch, and then this afternoon I think it's going to be some more sample creating, which I'm excited about. I can't wait to give you a little bit of a sneaky peek of what's in the new release. And if you're just joining us and you haven't heard about Treat Yourself Tuesday, like Lindsay, you won't have heard about Treat Yourself Tuesday. This is an exclusive subscriber offer, and we're going to be doing more of these. So if you're not already signed up and you're not a subscriber, then please do get yourself signed up for our newsletter, because you will then be getting information about exclusive subscriber offers, discounts, sneak peeks, the whole thing. You know, you're going to get to know it first. You're going to be in the know. You're a Time for Tea insider with the insider knowledge. So yeah, I quite like that little banner just sticking out there, and then my little pile of pies. What do you think? That works, doesn't it? Oh, so cute. Lucy says, well, I'd planned an afternoon of sample creating, then realised I've got a hospital appointment for Madam this afternoon. Hopefully you get a few hours later. Oh, how is Madam? Bless her. How are you doing? It's so annoying when real life gets in the way of your crafting. I know the feeling. But yes, it's an important thing you're doing, so it's not something that can be avoided, is it? Yes, so get signed up for the newsletter, Lindsay, if you're not already, because today is Treat Yourself Tuesday, and there's 50% off most of the products that I'm actually using in my demo today. You'll be able to get 50% off, which is cool. So our single brushes are 50% off, which we very, very rarely do. So yeah, if you're wanting to add to your brush collection, now is definitely the time to be doing that if you're a subscriber. And we're going to be doing some more fun things for our subscriber community moving forward as well. So it's going to be well worth being part of that exclusive group, exclusive list. So I think I've got enough glue on there. I'm just trying to put it in all of like the main little center points, because that'll keep it all in place. Make sure we've got our card the right way around, and then we'll line that up on the back here. So that's created a really nice subtle patterned background for us. And then this guy, I am going to pop this down flat, because we're going to have the rest of it popped up. So I'm going to just add some glue along the back of here, and I'm going to line that up. I'm just trying to make sure that I have got that on straight, but my lines should help me. Although it does look wonky to me, but it's just my eyes, I think. Just move that up ever so slightly, and then I'm going to use my paper scissors to trim off the excess. So if you turn your card over, I'm just going to remove some of that glue before I cut, and then you can see exactly where you need to cut it, so it gives you a better better finish, cleaner line. So there we go. And then we can pop our little images on. So I was going to do pink at the top, and just kind of cocking them to one side a little bit, you know, and then this is going to pop there. So what I might be tempted to pop this down first so that I know where I want to put my or do I pop both of those up? No, I'm going to stick this down with glue. So just trying to work out kind of the heights and what do I want popped up and what do I want laying flat. So I know that I want my sentiment to sit just there, so that there's a bit of a gap at this end, and that means this chap's going to sit here. And so this pink little chap is probably the one that's going to sit flat at the back. Lindsay says that she subscribes already and has seen the email today, so thinks that the cover plate might pop into her basket. That's really cool. And she says that that little madam is doing quite well, thank you. Had a procedure at BCH Lady last week. Is that what that means? Sorry. To check her lungs out and send off samples for testing. Today's a checkup and lung function test at our local hospital. Oh my goodness, so much going on for you, Lindsay, and for her. She's a little trooper going through all of this. I mean, you know, I know it's totally different, but similar in certain ways. My mum has been in and out of hospitals most of her adult life, and I know she finds it very, very draining. You know, going for various tests and stuff. It's such, you know, a draining can be such a draining experience, can't it? So, and for you guys as well who are going along as well. So, you know, I do feel for you. Right, now I'm going to grab some of my thicker wide roll tape, which I love, and I'm going to use bits of this to pop up these two guys. So let me get my little scissors here. I'm just going to chop this little, so I've got a little offcut here, so I'm just going to use this to do that, so that he can sit there. And I'm not going to stick him down just yet because I want to make sure that my other little guy is going to sit in the right place. And I think that might work like so. So I don't want to add tape. Oh, I always do it on the wrong side. Such a nana. There we go. So I want to make sure that there isn't tape there so that can overlap properly. I feel like my other little guy could have come a little bit further down, but I don't think I can move him now without ripping anything. Let's try. Oh, here we go. So I just want to move him down a little bit so that they overlap a little bit more. How's that? How's that? And then this guy goes there, and this guy goes there. Yeah, lovely. Right, let's take the backing off here and get him secured down. So if this guy's going to be here. Lovely. So for the little bits of steam, you could just snip those off if you wanted to, because obviously they're not very well supported, but I do like them. So the other alternative would be to probably cut this out of some foam and back that with maybe a bit of foam, but I'm not going to worry about this too much at this stage. there. Oh, how cute. I love it. I love it. Okay. So let's have a think about some finishing touches. Obviously we're going to do a little bit of, I mean, I might cut that one off actually, because it is covering up a bit of the guy behind him. So I'm going to cut that one off. We'll have one without his steam, and then the two with the steam. That looks quite cute. So let's add a little bit of highlight to some of our pieces. Can you see what I'm doing there? Sometimes forget to check that I'm still in focus. And then we'll have a little bit down here. And I'm not doing it on every scallop, but just on the odd one, just so that you can see kind of what's going on. But I think that looks pretty cute. And then I'm also going to add some glaze to their eyes, because that will help them pop as well. Oh, how cute are these little pies, little rainbow pies. And then I'm also gonna add, ooh, let me think. I was gonna add some like clear drops, but I also quite like the idea of some sequins. These sequins are quite pretty. So we have these in the shop. Yes, silver sequins. Who's with me? Who's with me for a silver sequin? I'm down with a silver sequin. I love this. And that little smudge there is going to get a sequin. So we had a little smudge. But I think that my little sequin can cover that up nicely. What do I think? I think that looks cute. That looks real cute. What do we think? I'm trying not to put them kind of where it would be obvious, if that makes sense. Lizzie says she's always up for a sequin. Julie loves a silver sequin. Excellent. I'm definitely digging these sequins, and I don't know whether to maybe just do. I love the effect of kind of having half a sequin. So kind of tucked under can sometimes look really cute. But I think we'll just have it out in the open this way. So I'm going to use some of my Glossy Accents. I like to use my Glossy Accents for this because it doesn't show, but I have to say I think I did have a bit of trouble with my Glossy Accents, didn't I? It wasn't playing ball, and I couldn't get it to work. So my lovely little pin that I use to try and declog things is rather bent, so it doesn't declog. But oh, look, looks like we're cooking on a gas, as they say. So let me just use my quick sticks tool here, get some Glossy Accents. So yeah, because it's obviously it's clear and it's got a bit of gloss to it, when it dries, it will be fully clear. You won't be able to see it through your sequin, and if you do see any of it, it will be nice and glossy, which will match the sequin. So it's perfect, and that just covers up that little smudge that we made, which is very cool. So I'm just going to use the other end of my quick sticks tool just to press them in place. Do try and use this or your tools for pressing your embellishments down rather than sticking your fingers in them, which is what I always do, and it's kind of do as I say, not as I do, because I'm terrible for putting my messy, inky, sticky fingers onto my project when I'm doing the final bits of embellishments, and also for putting them into the glossy eyes that I've just done and smudging it everywhere. So just be a little bit more careful than me, because I've been known to do that on several occasions and it's very, very annoying. So I'm just going to try my best to get the rest of these sequins back in their little pot. Here we go. And then I think we can call this card completed. Do a little bit of a zoom in, tidy up some of my mess here, and then we can have a little closer look at our card without all of this mess hanging around. So there we go, there's our real cutie pie card. Really simple, really lovely. I love the stripes, the rainbow stripes. That's definitely something that I'm going to do again. And the little stack of pies, I think is super cute too. So, and with that simple background of the cover die, I think it just really works. And yeah, it's just really quite quick and simple. Oh, I enjoyed that. Thank you, guys. Elizabeth says she loved it. Jane says absolutely love it. Ashley's saying micro glue dots are amazing for adding sequins. That's a really good shout, Ashley. I don't have any of those, but I really must get some. So yeah, I will be looking out for that. And Julie says, gorgeous card, love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching me craft today, or crafting along with me if that's what you've been doing. I've absolutely loved doing this project. If you haven't already subscribed to the newsletter, then please do, because you can get 50% off some of the products that I've used today, and there will be other offers coming up. We are also at Harrogate this weekend on Sunday, so I'd love to see you there if you can be in the area. That would be awesome. And I will be back on Thursday evening, all being well, with another Facebook and YouTube live, and we'll do a bit more crafting. And if you've got any suggestions of what you'd like me to see, you'd like to see me demonstrate, then please do send us a message or pop it in the comments. We'd love to know what you'd like to see more of, because otherwise I just do whatever takes my fancy. But maybe that works. If you like that too, then that'd be great. Let me know. And Julie says she's managed to make her ink blending into a card during the time too. Perfect. Excellent. Well, enjoy your course later, Julie. Lindsay, I hope you get on all right at the hospital. And I hope everybody out there has a really fantastic rest of your day, and that hopefully you manage to get a little bit of crafty time in too. And I will see you on Thursday for another live session. See you later, guys. Thank you. Bye. Bye.